Test, test. Guess we're live. Didn't realize how late it was. Wasn't going to do one of these, but it's actually not too late. Was exhausted, so I took a break from it all. Just got up not long ago. So I figured I'd come on real quick, see what's going on. See if I could do a little bit of work. A little bit. Okay. Dum 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 dum. It's dark outside. Just came in. Hey, don't Iron Man. It's 22 degrees. A little bit chilly tonight. Let's see what we got going here. We gotta change this. Let's make a new graphic real quick. How you been, Iron Man? Did you have a good day today? Yeah, I was exhausted. I just laid down, slept for like 4 hours, maybe 5. Yeah, just wiped out. Whatever. Then ours messaged me, reminded me that of my paint-alongs. Said, you know, I think maybe I could do one now. It's no big deal, right? An hour or so. No big deal. I don't do these later nighters ones because I'm usually sleeping. But not tonight. Kind of throws everybody's schedule off. My good friend Matt wanted to come in, but he's all done painting now. So, who knows who's around now? Except Iron Man, he's there. He's lingering. He's one of those lingerers. You know, he's counting on ours, man. Just watching a little bit of the Troll Lords there, doing their regular Ask Me Anythings. That's about all I've done so far today. Make a new graphic here for the thumbnail. Oops, I don't want to do that. I want to open this with paint. Paint. Just so I can resize it real quick. 50%. Okay. Save it. And there we go. All set. Let's put a new graphic up here. The only thing that's going to be different is it says 18. There it is. Episode 18. Ya-da-da-da-da-da. Gotta get things right. Gotta get them right. Doing good. Warmer, but still windy. Yeah. Yeah, it was windy yesterday. I noticed that. Making chicken and rice for dinner. That would be good. Homemade? Packet? Pre-made? What are we talking here? 1E game was fun last night. Got the grappling rules implemented. There you go. It's called progress. Right? Finally got them figured out, huh? Took about 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Took about 50 years to finally get them under control. Homemade. That's the best kind. I bought pizza the other day. I still got the remnants of that. That'll last a couple days. I usually don't eat pizza, but why not? Sometimes you get lazy and don't want to do anything homemade. Maybe we'll see the squirrel. $6.50. You'll probably disappear and go eat. Gotta eat. How long it take you to make it? Homemade. A little bit of rice, roast up the chicken or fry it or however you do it. I don't think it would take that long. Tuesday night. I don't think anybody streams on a Tuesday night. What's going on, Coop? I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Flags. Flags, German infantry. Basing's done. I could spackle and texture bases. Chicken was boiled yesterday. That leaves me with chicken and a lot of broth for the rice. Tonight it was about 30 minutes to make it. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. 30 minutes. Go on, get in here. Lay down. Here's the little biscuit. I got some rice. Not much though. I haven't had a lot of variety in my eating habits lately. I've been eating a lot of ramens. Fried. It's really good. I don't just put the bag in water and boil it up and add the flavor packet. I do all kinds of stuff with this. All kinds of different Asian flavorings. Orange chicken sauce or General Tso or teriyaki. All kinds of vegetables and meat, usually sausage, because I love sausage. Potatoes, put potatoes in it. Just all kinds of stuff you could do with that. And that's what I've been doing for weeks now, because it's so frickin' easy. And of course, potatoes. But yeah, it's starting to wear me out. The old taste buds are like, hey, this is the same thing as yesterday and the day before and the day before. Gotta do something a little different. So I bought pizza. something I do not do. Yeah, that definitely changed it up a little bit. It's not bad. Got one with Alfredo sauce, and the other two with tomato sauce. They got all kinds of different sauces too. They got a ranch sauce that you can do, honey barbecue sauce, which is good. But I like the tomato. Different toppings, of course. Blah blah blah. So convenience has been the main motivator, or the deciding factor in what I eat every day, really, because it gets so cold. I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen cooking and carving and flipping and tossing and cleaning plates and everything else. Yeah. It's usually what decides what I'm going to be eating. I could use another coffee, I think. Turn this on. Chicken and potatoes. Man, I haven't had chicken in a long time, actually. I got one of the pizzas with chicken. But yeah, I haven't had chicken in a while. That would be nice. Chicken and potatoes and salad. Well, the chicken goes a long way for you. What'd you get, a whole hen? Tomorrow I'll make chicken and noodles with Alfredo. That'll be good. Hot damn. You're going to be sick of chicken for a month. I've been so freaking busy. When I do my little shopping, I don't really spend that much time on it. I try not to. I hate shopping. So I just go with the old standbys, and that's what I've been doing. I think I need to take a little time and think a little bit. Change it up. There's always pasta, which I haven't had in a little while. I had Alfredo last week. Alfredo sauce is good. From the jar, that kind of thing. My llama poncho arrived from Ecuador. Yeah? I got a cotton rope from a LARPing supply for a belt. Nice and warm. I bet you got it on now. Bet you're hanging out, the flip-flops and the big old parka. Fantastic. I could see you right now. Nice. Nice. Tolerate some foods being redundant. Yeah. It's not easy. You gotta get creative sometimes. I'm not cut out for shopping. But if you take the time and look around. Ooh, that looks good. Let's try that. I mean, how long have I been talking about chili? Chili would be good. Maybe I should buy the components I need for that. Thought about getting some soft and hard shell tacos and all that goodness. And go a little Mexican route. That would be a nice change. Or maybe chili. Chili would be good. I'll populate it with sausage. Never know the difference, really. Make use of that slow cooker I got. That'll be the first meal. Every time I see myself in the mirror with the hood up, I say, these are not the droids you're looking for. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I bet that is warm. Kind of in style, too. The old Iron Man there getting in style. Everybody, look out. He's got the hoodie. Parka. All the way from Brazil or Colombia or somewhere down there. Yeah, he's got the genuine llama going on. Be the talk of the town. A buck. What are they? A banquet frozen apple pie. They're little things, aren't they? Those little things? For a buck. Like a one-person pie. Huh. Yeah, I should buy some things like that. $93 for the poncho. Wow. Well, you went all out on that. What got you to buy that thing? Why were you so keen on getting this llama poncho? Getting creative with your money. Why don't you just get an old cotton or wool fleece? You go into town with the old llamas there. What are you doing, Cooper? I think he wants some more of these milk bones. Let me get him some more. Keeps pestering me. He's not used to me chatting this late. There you go. Now you don't want it? Here. Too puffy. I bet. Yeah, I should look into that. Just for the sake of variety in the diet. Like I said, I haven't really put much thought into my purchases for food lately. Which is annoying. Sometimes think I waste money when I don't do that. I.e. buying pizzas, but 3 of them. That'll last a few days. It's not cheap though. That's what is that? It's close to $30. When you think about it, that's a lot. That's a lot. I go shopping for groceries. I mean, $40 will last a week. Spend $30 and it lasts just a few days. The way I eat. It's like, oh, I just bought pizza yesterday, so I end up having pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that'll last a couple days, 3 days. Eating like that. Or maybe I'll shuffle a slice of the pizza into my ramens. Actually, I did do that last night. Yeah, I did. I put all kinds of things in the ramen. Yeah, throw a slice of pizza in there. Boy, you talk about unhealthy. You better be careful. You're going to be 300 pounds again by the time winter's over. I'm getting too old for this, Arn. Getting too old to give a shit. Too old. I think we all get to that stage. $6 a day. That's about right. Let's see, 6 times 7, 40. Yeah, that's about what I live on. That's pretty much what I do. 42 bucks. I live on about $40 a week. But I usually buy enough groceries for 2 weeks. Usually I do. You know, stock up food for the freezer. You know, not much. A couple, you know, maybe some sausage, ground sausage, maybe a kielbasa or something that goes in the freezer. I'll leave one out for the week. Loaf of bread lasts me a week. And I always get the fancy bread, fresh bread. Big 12-pack of ramens. What do you want? Lasts me a week and a half, 2 weeks, if I eat it all the time. Very good. Hits the spot. Yeah, I haven't had chicken in a while. Yeah. Hopefully that's what I'll be able to do next year. I'll be able to just, you know, make my own foods and buy ingredients. None of this pre-prepared stuff like ramens or pre-prepared stuff. I don't like ramens. They're not the best thing for you. They're full of sodium. And I do use the flavor packet. Get more rice and pasta. I usually buy those. The jars of diced tomatoes and tomato sauce and stuff like that. It's all in jars, so that's pre-made. I'd rather make my own. Garden fresh, right? How do you make Alfredo sauce? A lot of creams in that. I never made Alfredo sauce. I like Alfredo sauce. Be nice to make my own. Cream of something in there. Then again, you're buying canned stuff, which I hate to do. But again, at my age, it doesn't even freaking matter. Not afraid to eat canned stuff. Let's check the stream here. Let's go check and see what's happening. James Lister. Thanks for that, James. How are you, my friend? What's going on? This late night, which is actually kind of early for James. How you been, James? 1 second, I want to look at the stream here. See where we're at. We're just talking about... Yes, Walter, we're just talking about variety in our foods, which there doesn't seem to be very much of for me at the moment. Except I've just bought pizza. Alright, there we go. Alright, okay, everything looks good. Iron Man. Let's keep James up there for a moment. So I haven't talked to him in a while. It's good to see James. Keeping hope alive as he does. Appreciate that, James. Thanks, man. Not expected. I can't make a pie from scratch for the price of frozen pies, says Iron Man. Homemade would be great, but it's not cheaper for such things. Well, if you make your own pies, you gotta roll out the dough, don't you? You gotta roll out the dough, that's pretty messy. Got the flour flying everywhere, messing up the kitchen. There's a lot to that, Iron Man. I can't see you doing the baker thing, which, you know, I know you got your flip-flops and your parka going on. You know, you don't want to get too messy. James, you're so quick with that. Damn it. Let me keep that up. It's okay, James. I understand. I totally understand, man. Shoot me a message. Well, I would say shoot me a message over you know where, but that ain't gonna happen. James, it's all right, man. I get it. You know I would fill you in. You know I'd let you know. But don't worry. Don't worry about it. I've got this. I will, James. I know that. I've known that. But I want you to be okay too, man. Don't pressure yourself. You know, I got this. Don't worry. I know you're there, and that's one reason I can do what I do. But I don't want you, you know, putting too much pressure on yourself. I mean, it's okay. You know, I know you're there. You and Ree, a lot of folks, and I appreciate that. More than probably you think. Yeah. But I want you to be okay too. You know, no pressure, James. Give yourself some time. And by the way, you probably know, James, but maybe you don't. I don't know. But we found out that, or I found out that Ian had passed away early December. And yes, you probably saw that. But, so I went on to let everybody know in the community because nobody knew. Nobody knew. He passed away sometime in early December. And yeah, I'm gutted. I'm totally gutted because of it. It's kind of thrown things off the wheels a little bit, but I just want to make sure that you know that too. Yep, we lost another one. Cheers, James. He was a great guy. And I'm going to be doing more with my other channel, of course, Dash of Elan, because of him. I'm going to basically dedicate that whole channel to him. And we'll see what that is. I'm going to do my paint and chats over there like once a week or something. And my live plays. All the stuff we used to do. Because sadly, I had talked to Ian about doing just that with him. It was one of our little plans we had in the background, and damn it, he went and crossed the Rhine without me. So I'm going to carry on and carry through, and I got a whole bunch of folks from the community. Vince returned. Railway Matt, or Waterloo Matt, he's back. Got a bunch of folks just for some reason because of this. You know, I've got the itch to get back together and paint again and get back into the hobby in a social way, i.e. Tabletop Commanders. So, yeah, good things will come of that, I think. But, yeah. So, that's the news on Ian. Sad, really. It's good to hear from you again, James, really. I appreciate that. exactly. Hi, Andy. We were just talking about Ian. I saw your comments. Lost another one, didn't we? Ian was only 71 years old. He was 1 year younger than my sister. Just crazy. Although that said, my sister died pretty young at 72. That's kind of young, but she had a lot going on. Survived cancer twice, had epilepsy, diabetes, and so on. Epileptic seizures, all this nonsense. So there's that. And then when I think of Ian, he had a lot of physical problems, and you can tell if you watched his videos. I think his last video was 6 months ago. He's not in the best of health. He had things going on. And one of those things, I think, was that he drank beer a lot. And, yeah, he had trouble with his, from what I understand, from his liver and kidneys kind of failing him. I asked him, is it cirrhosis? And he said no, but it's just age and drinking beer. And I think he was keeping that tradition of drinking beer right up to the end. I'm pretty sure of it. And it contributed to him having some problems. I don't know what he died of. I have no clue, but he was still in the hospital when he passed away. Yeah. All right, James, no problem. And hey, it's good to hear from you. You kind of get me concerned sometimes. But don't worry about it, man. I know where you're coming from. And I knew you'd be back. Just take your time, no pressure. I know how to get in touch with you too. I do have your email. Yes, and he worked hard as a career. That's right. He was in the Navy. He was a police officer. He was a teacher. Not many people know that he was a teacher. When I first met him, he was still teaching when I met him. And he'd talk about showing all the kids there, all his little painted miniatures and setting up little battles for them. Yeah. You remember those days, Andy? That's going back a decade. Yeah. He spent his final days out and about touring the UK. I guess he was part of some little social group. And he was really, for the past few years, living his life that he couldn't live because he was a caretaker for his wife, who, as far as I know, was still alive and well in a hospital. But he didn't have to worry about her health at that stage. He could go out and live a life again. And he did that for the past few years. He met a lot of new people. He got a chance to do oceanside fishing. That is something he's never done in his life. He got to do that. He was so excited. He messaged me, catching fish for the first time. It was a big deal. I said, you're probably leaving the hobby now. You got yourself a new hobby. So that was the thing he was doing. And sightseeing all those sites over there. He made some videos on that. Yeah, so that's really what preoccupied him the last few years. And he'd still have time to come home and work on his hobbies. Me and him were going to do the Hit the Beach project together. And I'm currently doing it. And I've still got his commission for North Africa. And I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to finish it in honor of him. Not that I have a great interest in the North Africa campaigns in World War II, but, this is for him. So I'll plod along with that project. And the Hit the Beach project as well. He looked after his wife. Yeah, he did. As far as I know, Andy, she's still alive. Somebody said she might have passed away, but I don't think she did. I'm not sure. And Andy, I know you're probably subscribed to the Dash of Elan. Keep an eye on that, because I'm going to be doing stuff for the community over there. I'm just going to totally dedicate that channel to the Tabletop Commanders and the community and Ian. I finally got a reason to do something with that channel now. And I got to do my live plays and my paint and chats like we used to do, like once a week or something. But different from what I'm doing here. And I'm going to start posting videos like painting updates and things like that. Stuff I used to do, you know? I'll make the channel like a vlog or something. Very informal and laid back. In Ian's style. I want it to be like that. Instead of all this fancy stuff. And I'd love to get you back in the chat, Andy. Join me for one of those paint and chats. I mean, seriously. It's been too long. And, you know... Yeah, I almost feel like time is running out for us, man. We all got to keep in touch and keep the vibe going. Because, man, now Ian's gone. Paul Beckus. I don't want it to be like this. I've made too many good friends. Oh, you're retiring in August. Congratulations, man. You made it that far. Time for some retirement. Yeah, we had some good chats, Andy. Some late night chats. Remember those? Me, you, and Ian, in fact. I remember that. Painting away. The Blue Shoe campaign. Early retirement. Blue Shoe campaign was part of. Was really fun to watch. Yeah, I've been going back and watching some of those old videos myself. Ian's videos too. He did such great stuff over there. There's a few videos I've never even seen. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do anyway. What have you been painting, Andrew? Anything new? Got any plans? Trying to remember. Weren't you doing some wargame research group? 1685? Rules? Was it you? It was you that was doing that, wasn't it, Andy? You were doing a series showing off the old school rules, like, and you were doing a wargame research group 1685 battle report in a way. Hi, Percy. Just hanging out tonight with whoever's up and at 'em. Got Andy Mack here, James. Iron Man. Just doing some catching up, see what's going on. I have a few projects going. Yes, yeah, that was you. You were an inspiration to me, man. You got me rethinking about 1685 rules, and I got the print-on-demand version, because my old original version is kind of beat up. Literally went through a fire. So yeah, that was going to be playing that again. I probably will still. Yeah, I remember that. You and your Bavarian armies. Your Bavarian army. Monmouth Rebellion? Oh, even nicer. Scottish Rebellion of the same year. All right. Good. I'm kind of getting into that period myself. Been slowly accumulating miniatures for it. Great Northern War and the wars in Ireland and Scotland. Williamite stuff. How you doing, Percy, by the way? Don't know if I said that already or not. I see you sneaking all the way from Florida. How's the snow down there, Percy? Set aside some paint and look good. Pretty sure I'm subscribed to your channel on the Dash of Elan. I hope I am. What's the name of your channel? I was pleasantly surprised to find a few folks I was subscribed to on that channel. Like Richard, who I haven't spoken to in a long time. Good. 80s is in the fork. 80s. Okay. Pleasant surprise. Alright. I'll have to look at that later. Well, that means, did you get any snow, Percy? Did you bypass that? Or is that snow just all melting, though? Because 80-degree weather. Wow. No snow there. That's pretty crazy. Well, it's good to hear from you, Andy, really. I've heard from a lot of the guys that I haven't spoken to in a while. It's good to hear from you guys again. Seriously. That was the Panhandle. I'm in Central. Okay. Well, there you go. Andy Mac. Let me look now. Okay, give me a second here. I'm not looking at the chat. I want to see if I can find your channel. I can't go to Dash Elan now because I'm streaming. But let me make sure I can find you on this channel. And make sure I'm subscribed over there. Hold on. Okay, let me put this in. Andy Mac. Andy Mac. That's not you. Let's go to filters, channel. Oh, I don't know which one would be you. There's a lot. Andy Mac. What's your profile picture on here? What is that, a dog? A bear? What is that? Much lot increase when I retire. I'm done with snow unless I seek it out. Good philosophy, Percy. I don't mind snow, actually. It's the cold. I think that's true for everybody, 'cause snow can be fun, right? Just when it's brutally cold, below zero, and windy. God, get out of here. What's this about? I thought this Arctic Ice Age stuff is in the past. Statue of a face of Oxford College. All right, let me look again. These certainly aren't you. Why is there so many Andy Macks? Huh. I'm not seeing it. Let me look at the way you typed it again. Andy. Well, you said Andy Mack. But you have it written in your profiles. Yeah, Andy R. Mack. Yeah, that's how I need to put it in here. That'll find it. Let's do this again. I'd like to go back and check out some of those videos of yours. There you are. You're right at the top. Yeah, I'm not subscribed on here. I might be on Dash of Alon, but I'm going to subscribe here as well. In case, so I don't lose it. Yeah, there's all those good videos. First historic walk. Wareham in Corfa Castle? Corfa Castle? Where's that? I've been doing some traveling. You got one video here 3 months ago. Project update. Looks like some Williamite troops. I like it. Here, here. Yeah, it's really good to see you again, Andy. Huh. I just noticed something in on your channel. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on here. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, there we go. On your channel, if you look at the screen here at the very top, that background picture that you have, the walled village there, those walls, that entryway, I had those. And I used them a lot in just about every battle report I did. And I think they're hovels, resin. And yeah, they were featured in my battles all the time. And those specific models I sent to Ian. So they were added to his terrain collection. Yeah, I had those. That's great. You got them too. It was part of a walled church or something. Or maybe it was the manor house. English Civil War era. I don't remember, but a 15 mil. And yeah, I had that. There's his channel, folks, if you're interested. Let me grab the link to his channel in case somebody wants to find it without manually searching. Hovels. You're old school, man, just like me. Percy. He's a Prussian collector from the looks of it. Yeah. Is that one there? Prussians? I know he's got Bavarians and French. Corfa? I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Corfa Castle was the traditional castle for the Duke of Somerset. War of the Roses fame. Yeah, Ian would know all about that. Hovels. There's the link for anyone who wants Andy's channel. very for me, so not very professional. And that's how I like it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with my channel. I'm gonna be very unprofessional over there. Something different than here on this channel. I want it to be like my vlog channel. Just me. Here's my updates and stuff. That kind of thing. Prussians, Bavarians, French, Austrians, and Russians. All 15mm old school. Yep. Andy Mack is old school. I remember you did a video showcasing all your rules, and it's like all those rules I've had, and that's all back in the 80s and 90s. That is definitely old school. Which I'm quite fond of. It's funny how that happens. Nostalgia, right? I guess as we get older, you get more nostalgic for things and like to go back to old things. Because I do. All the Wargamer Search Group rules. They don't make them like they used to, right? I remember that 1685 set of rules. That freaking rule book influenced me so much. I mean, how many times I read that thing? I didn't have figures to play with. I didn't know anybody that played these things, but I bought the rules and I read them up, and sometimes I'd do little cardboard cutout things and make little bases and put cardboard guys on them, or I guess I could have used Airfix, but yeah. But yeah, I never really had a chance to play these things. Then you move on from it, you know? But that particular game played a big impact on my hobby life. That's where I learned about army lists and point systems. What is this nonsense? This is great. You mean I could buy an army with points and fight, you know, another person that way? That was just so cool to me. General Darme 2. Anyone got it? No, Percy, I don't have the second one. I don't know if I'll be playing Napoleonics anytime soon. Nostalgia is very real in me. Yep, same here. From what I understand about General Darme 2, it's the same game. He just, I think he streamlined a few things, some of the mechanics that were a bit too deep. Didn't have to be as complicated as they were. Just a few little things, but it's the same game. So, it's worth having, I guess, but not necessary. But no major changes. That's what I have heard. Great game. I got up late today. I was exhausted. Aren't you doing Oathmark? Yep, Oathmark is on my list. That's going to be a introductory type game for Jacob and me and Jesse. It's not perfect, but it's a perfect intro to the hobby of miniatures gaming, particularly fantasy. Highly recommend the game. Midgard. I don't know if you've heard about Midgard. It's a little bit more my cup of tea. So I'm going to be probably playing with both. I mean, why not? I like them both. Yeah, Paul Alba's back. Mac. I noticed that too recently. Oh, he's such a fantastic painter. I was talking to him just the other day, a couple days ago. Yesterday. He's just, what did he say? I don't know if he's making videos. He might be. But I said, oh, you should come back into the chats with us. You know, I'll bring you in. I guess he just doesn't have the time at the moment. He's going through a lot of stuff. But it's surprising and good to see that he's back painting his Napoleonics again. I've got Oathmark plans. Want to do an undead army. Same thing with me, Percy. I got to start here that I work on these guys here and there. Let me get this off the screen. As you know, I've been working on these. Am I in autofocus? I guess not. I'm building up an undead horde. A lot of GW figures and some Reaper miniatures and stuff that I have. Yeah. Oh, right now I'm pretty focused on this commission. Getting them done. So I don't have a lot of time to work on these guys. But I will. I'm in no rush. Yeah, I'm on autofocus. I wonder why it didn't focus for me. Let's try it again. There he is. He's base coated yet. I didn't do anything fancy with him. You can see on his shoulder he's got some leather straps going on there. I gotta paint. He's got a necklace on. He's a big old werewolf. He's over 2 inches tall. He's huge, which is perfect. He's on a 40mm square base, so I could use him with different games. He'll be fun. Here's my evil necromancer for some spell casting. Come on. It's an old GW figure. For the Warhammer Quest game, I think he came with one of those expansions. Yeah, I did some skeletons. I did like 9 Reaper miniatures skeletons. They're on my shelf back there. So I got some skellies, some ghoul figures. Don't like that, Andy? I got this guy next to me too. Here's one of my elves. Use speed paints on him. Turned out really well. This is a North Star for Oathmark. Come on. Nah, I don't want to focus. That's an Oathmark elf. Blur vision. Come on, the only thing there is my hand in this. Nothing's in focus. What's going on here? There he is. They're really nice models. Yeah. That's speed paints. So I'm working on my fantasy stuff. Thanks, Percy. I'm working on stuff here and there. I think my main focus is just my Hit the Beach project. I'm really focused on that right now, mostly. And, of course, my commission, which is almost done, and just doing the basing for it. I'm also doing my Ancients stuff, as you know, Andy. I love Triumph. The set of rules called Triumph. I'm kind of building my armies around that. I've got a couple feudal English armies that I could toy around with right now, all based and ready to go. I got plenty more 15mm armies that I'm working on too for it. Stuff I've got in my unpainted pile. So I got some plans outside of Flames of War or fantasy. Got a lot of projects actually, but don't we all? Now that I think about it, I've got too many. But it's good to have variety, right? Because we're never really focused 100% of the time on one thing, and that's our hobby, and that's it. It's never that way. I don't know anyone like that. Everybody always does something else on the side, or something here and there, at least. Except one person. There's one person on this planet who does not do that, and you might know his name. His name is Nikolaos Spiliotopoulos. Old Nick, I swear, it's all he does. He talks about, I did 40K in the past and I was young. I might do it again one day. But nah, everything he has is medieval stuff. He's got 100 Years War, and he's got some Dark Ages. He's got some Barons War. That's about the amount of variety that he goes with. But it's still all the same stuff, right? It's all medieval era stuff. Different conflicts, that's all. It's the same thing. That's all he does, which is crazy. But, that's great in a way. Looking good. Thanks, Percy. Brilliant. Sandy. I've really started to gravitate to 15mm. Yeah. I'm starting to come back around to it myself. I think, for the most part, I love 28s because I love painting. It's more satisfying to me. 15mm, they're satisfying too. There's a lot of detail on those models. They look pretty good. But their strong point is they're great for wargaming with, They're not too expensive. They're quick paint quicker, easier to store. It's great for wargaming. And I'm kind of focused on specific things I want to do in 15mm. So I'm not like one of these guys that's all they do is 15mm. Like a lot of my Ancients will be 15mm. My World War II, for the most part, will be 15mm. But that's about it. I have a secret project I'm not going to mention that's 15mm. And that's about it. Everything else, 28s. That's the way I see it. My default would be 28, though. Nicholas Spiliotopoulos. Yeah. 10mm for big battles, 15mm for big skirmishes, and 28mm for dungeon crawls. Yeah. Pinpoint. They all have their uses, right, James? I mean, every scale is good for something. Depends on what you're doing, right? So I'm kind of that way too nowadays. Do a little bit more than just 28s. I even actually recently And I hate to say this, but I actually started thinking, maybe I'll go back to Napoleonics in 10 mil again. No, I'm not going to do it. There's no freaking way. Because I was admiring all those 10 mil I've been painting recently. Now that I'm basing them, they're starting to look, it just looks so freaking good. If I ever did Napoleonics in 10 mil again, I would go with these ESR miniatures. They're so freaking good. I used to do Old Glory, which, aren't even half as good in quality and are a bit smaller. These just look so good. But nah, I don't think I could ever do that again. I mean, it looks so great, but man, I don't think I could do that again. Oh, Nordstrom, how you doing, Nordic? How you doing, my friend? Got James here and Andy Mack, Percy Block. And hunched over the table trying to authenticate Typhoon. Authenticate? And it's been so long getting the Soviets sorted. I always level the army. Army level, which I feel is the most practical in smaller scales. Yeah, I agree. Did you ever do anything smaller than 15, Andy? The ranges seem more limited than 28 mil. Which is odd, because if you go back in the 80s and 90s, it was the other way around. 15 mil, the most popular amongst wargamers, and I think it still is. We're just getting more 10 mil and 6 mil and rising in popularity because it's, more things available. And 28 mil has always been what it has been. Ordering my airbrush tomorrow. Congratulations, James. That's great, man. Airbrush goodness. Osprey book about Bosworth Field. Blackadder last night. I need a break. I've been sorting the counters. Maybe your winter warmer challenge should be sorting all the counters for Typhoon. Because that's prep, right? There you go. That's the closest a board gamer comes to painting. Makes me happy. Master Series airbrush, mid-range. Two millimeter. Oh, you did 2 millimeter. Finding good rules for 2 millimeter. Yeah, nothing comes to my mind. I didn't know you did 2 millimeter. Stephen Smith, he does 2 millimeter stuff. No, you did. Trade. Two-millimeter terrain. I guess you have done some other scales, Andy. I didn't know that. The rise of the smaller scales. Mm-hmm. How you doing, Clyde? Good work on those figures that you posted. Some nice models in that collection. How you been, Clyde? Everything all right? Keeping yourself busy? I was just talking to you yesterday, actually. I'm sure everything's as it was. Didn't have a paint along today. I was too tired, exhausted. Too much going on this week. Ours messaged me. Oh, you missed the paint along. So I'm doing this little hangout now for a little bit. Do you think I should agree to the trade to Noble Knight, Fritz? Which one? Which one? Freshen my brain. Hold on. And they offered me about 50% of their going price. I don't know, man. Do you really think you're not going to come back to it? I mean, you just got them. Maybe you should kind of let them linger there in the background. And you might be glad you still got them. Might be a little too soon to just count your losses and walk away from it. Unless you're just convinced you're not going to do them. You might get more for them on eBay than 50%. I mean, if they're brand new, you could get more than that. I'd put them on eBay. What do you want, Walter? Yeah, Percy's onto it. He's onto something there. Never get rid of your minis. Keep in mind, Nordic's more of a board gamer. The idea of accumulating all these miniatures, I think it eludes him yet. My only regrets are getting rid of medals. Some get harder to find. Ooh, that's a consideration. That's a good point, James, especially as time goes on here. You could make a heck of a lot more money painting them up and selling them. I would say give it time. Hold on to them. Give it a little time. Don't rush into trading them off for 50%. Because you might paint them. You might come back to them. You might decide to paint them to sell. And then you'll make a huge profit margin on those. Give me a second. I got to take care of Walter. As you can hear. That sounds like a plan, Nordic. James agrees. Age of musketry. Got a message from Instagram a couple days ago. I'm no longer suspended. Remember that story? So I've been tinkering around over on Instagram now. Ages of interest. Yeah, it seems the way it is. Yep, that's how I see it too, Nordic. Like, I don't know if I'll ever do English Civil War. But I've got board games that cover it. And maybe that's enough for me.
Western Front, World War One, and American Civil War. Not Percy's cup of tea. I think it's easier to just to list the periods you have no interest in and won't do than it is the ones you know you would do. I agree, Nordic. Because you can board game. Yeah. That's something I'm a bit mindful of. I don't know much about the Wars of the Roses. I had a board game once, put out by Avalon Hill for it. Didn't know much about it. Seen a little bit of movie stuff on the 100 War of the Roses. But I just don't like the aesthetic of it. Not really. So I never really dug into it. But I'll tell you what. If I did start digging and looking into the conflict and what was going on, I could see myself getting sucked into it. And suddenly I'm all about the 100 Years' War. Or not the 100 Years' War. The War of the Roses. I could see myself getting deep into it. I know that would happen. So I purposely kind of keep my distance. You know, it's enough to look from a distance. I'm very careful of things like that. There's just some things I know I don't want to dig into because it's just going to be another deep project. Which would be great and be enjoyable, but man, I've got enough projects. I want to get one of them, somewhat done. At least that's the way it is with me. Brand's War eluded me for ages, but those timeline documentaries on YouTube are pretty good. I love the Baron's War period, really. That's one of my faves. There you go. Exactly. Or play a game of or something. A board game. That's enough. I mean, we don't have to do everything that's interesting to us by painting and collecting. It's just one way to get into it. Everything. You can't do it, though. It's impossible. You can't do everything. Walter, what are you doing, man? My cat. You're going through withdrawal. That's what you're doing. My cat is going through withdrawal symptoms. He's so hooked on those Felix brand kitty treats that you can't really get over here in the States. It's a UK thing, I guess, but every once in a while a friend sends some along to me. And they love them. Oh, I don't know what's in there, but they love them. And they just ran out a couple days ago, so now he's like, give me more, I want more, I'm going crazy. He's driving me crazy. Hi, Doug. I just gave him some, but he's still squawking. He sees the empty bag and he climbs up on the shelf and he hovers around it. So I know that's what it is. He's staring at it right now, in fact. Knock it off, Walter. It's all gone. You'll have to wait till next year. Can't find him over here. I'll keep looking, though. Oh, you're doing the church now. Awesome. I can't wait to see it. I don't know if you posted in the Discord. Maybe get a chance to do that and show them off, because it's a really nice looking church. MDF. I'm impressed. Leftover pizza. I got pizza too left over. Soak. Daily stop them coming up into rocks. Research. Doing the research, James. Fascinating stuff. That's why we do this. We're all amateur historians here. I think so. Every once in a while you come across somebody who's just in it for the games. Not many, though. We like to read about this stuff and learn. I do. Yeah, I'm curious what it's gonna look like all painted. I think it's gonna look really good. How much did that cost you, Doug? Was it expensive? It's only 15 mil. I mean, is MDF buildings terrain cheaper than, say, resin? I mean, obviously you could print your own if you're capable of it, and it's real cheap, but I'm just curious. Does MDF cost more than, say, the typical resin models, or maybe even plastic terrain? I don't know. I've never bought MDF buildings before. I imagine they'd be cheaper. I don't know, because you got to put them together. They're like a puzzle. Godwinson's campaign in Wales and the Welsh Wars. The Normans are pretty interesting. Yeah, I looked into that a little bit. The Normans going into Wales and subduing folks. Not much. Let me check. Really? You can buy home MDF laser cutters. So you can make your own out of MDF. Formaldehyde. Normans did some whaling. Okay, okay. Yeah, they did. They did. I had a Welsh army that I played with. They had their little Shiltrons. I think they did. Because I also used the Scottish too. But yeah, I had a Welsh army in my campaign that I played. Back in the Impetus days. Little army. Got some Welsh troops in my army now. $39.95 from Noble Knight. That seems kind of expensive for me. $39.95 just for one little building? MDF? There must be more to it than that. Got the old Sloy type troops. World War II German assault on Crete. What's this? You Bard wargamers? Any good World War II German assault on Crete games? Sure there is. I think there's a game called Assault on Crete. That's very expensive. Yeah, it is. It seems pretty high. I also got a set of rules for $10 from them for the European Wars, 19th century, post-Waterloo. I would think that little building that you got there would be about $20, maybe? Because it's only 15 mil. It's not big. That would be my guess. Seemed like 40 is kind of steep. All right, Andy. Thanks for popping in. It's good hearing from you, man. Keep it going. And yes, we'll be in touch. I'll post some videos on Dash of Elan. And update folks on what I'm going to be doing over there. I hope to see you there. It's going to be awesome. Have a good one, man. 1:20 a.m. over there. Yep, 5-hour difference right now. Also comes with walls and a cemetery. Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. There's a lot more than just that building. I can't wait to see it, regardless, Doug. It's going to be an awesome add to your tabletop. A little at a time, right? That'll be fun. You got something to fight over now. Big old graveyard. toxic? Jeez. Yikes. I'm curious how you'll get along with that airbrush. That's going to be interesting. I never airbrushed myself, so I have no clue, but man, I could see the uses. I hope it works for you. I really do. Psh, 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 psh. Operation Mercury. Well, what was that one you mentioned? Air Assault on Crete. Oh, Nordic gets back. I'll throw the question at him. He would know. There he is. 15 PSI. Question is, Nordic, do you know any war games, board games, that focus on the assault on Crete? And what would you recommend? Well, James, it could be a game changer. Could be a game changer for you, big time. We'll see. Operation Mercury. Ah, from MMP. The other one's from GMT. Can't recommend any because I haven't played any. German perspective, it was success. Very costly. That's nice. Seems folks like the streams later in the evening. Oops, gotta close my Facebook down. I forgot. Let me close all these other ones down. X, Instagram. Get this out of here. Alright. Lysol works better. It was a success, but very costly. I read that. I'll stream till about 9, I think. That'll be a good 2-hour chatathon. Then I'll be back again tomorrow. Just had to get some sleep today. Weather's not looking bad, Nordic. For the rest of the week, it's a little bit normal weather for us for a change. Double digits in chat now. Yeah, I saw that. Maybe I should stream more in the evenings. Yeah. I'm usually sleeping. Or doing work. Usually sleeping. My schedule's all... it's getting whacked up again. Spinal Tap. I miss Spinal Tap. So, James, I don't know if you know, but I had a good friend of mine who I've talked about numerous times in the chat surprised me the other day. A couple days ago, he joined the chat with us, and he was in here chatting. It's my good friend, Vincent Bryan. One of the very few Canadian folks out there that I actually get along with. He'd be the second one. And I haven't chatted with him since he was 19 years old. And he's now 27. Great guy. He's got that Quebecer accent going on still. Whole bunch of things going on in his life. He's married. He's getting back in the hobby and all this stuff. But yeah, really good seeing him. And ironic, because I was just talking about him the day before. So we'll be able to bring him in and you'll get a chance to meet him. He's a good guy. Really good guy. Vincent Bryan. It's like all these guys are coming out of the woodwork all of a sudden. You met him, Nordic. More people have free time in the evening. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Like I do. When do I do my chats? Like right when people are getting out of work, or they're at the end of their work day. I mean, at least here in America. Wow. That's a convenient time for me, though. In Australia, people are just waking up. I think it's afternoon for James. The woodwork is cozy this time of year. What? The woodwork? The woodwork. Okay. I had to pause and think about that one. Coming out of the woodwork, they be. Gotcha, Clyde, gotcha. Throwing me off. Well, I basically went on Facebook and I got in touch with a whole bunch of old friends that knew Ian and me and used to chat a lot with. Started a group chat, in fact, and I said, hey, I haven't heard from him. I'm concerned. Maybe you guys could help me find him. I got his address and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. Nobody knew anything. So, of all things, I went to his Facebook page. Something you'd think would be the first thing you'd do. But he didn't use Facebook often. I didn't expect to see much. And the top post was from a friend of his that he knew in real life, a lady friend. And it was basic, I won't give the details of it, but it was basically a rest in peace message. And instantly I was just broken. I mean, there it is. So I messaged that person to try and verify it. And it was like a day before they got back to me. And there's no obituary. Can't find one. We've all been searching and looking. I've looked everywhere on Google. And I asked the person, is there an obituary or anything? I said, nah, there's nothing. And this person knew Ian in person, was one of the folks that he was hanging out with. And it was sad. And that's how I found out. And I updated everybody in the chat and said, this is the situation. And I showed them the post. And Chris Long, who's related to Ian, that's how he found out as well. So nobody knew. Nobody knew because Ian just wasn't an online person. He just didn't do that. And like the next day when I was fairly certain, I just, he's gone. I just posted it and found out a little bit of the details, not much. I mean, all I really know is that he passed away in the hospital. It was like early December. I mean, that post that I referenced there, that was put up December 18th. And that person had just found out. So it was sometime before December 18th. And I think the last person to actually talk to Ian online was possibly Steve Clay. And that was like in December 1st or something. So somewhere in there, he passed away. I don't know of what. Although I can imagine it, maybe a massive heart attack or something and that kind of thing. So yeah, he never had the chance to really update us. So that's how I found out. And that was just a few days ago. Pretty sad. I never realized how much it would hit me until after that. But yeah, he was a big influence on my life. I counted him as family. It's just sad I couldn't get him in here and you guys could have, had the chance to talk with him, and he's just a great guy. Great sense of humor. But and I highly recommend you check out his channel. He left us with some awesome videos on the hobby and other things too. I mean, that's what we have to remember him by, and so there's a lot there on his channel. Yeah, I'm glad too that he had time to do something outside of the hobby. He was getting pretty active there for a while, if you remember. Socializing on the coast with his friends. He made a lot of new friends. And the fishing thing. He got a chance to do things that I don't think he had the chance to do because of his wife and being a caretaker. Caregiver, I should say, of his wife. Yeah, it's good that he had that experience, and I think he was happy. He touched a lot of people. A lot. Yeah, he did, Doug. Made some good memories. Again, his videos over there, it's just a legacy of good gaming, old school gaming. He actually left me, on Facebook, they have this thing where to maintain your page, you can designate people as your legacy giver or holder, whatever it is. It's a thing. So when somebody passes away, somebody can, go into your page and maintain it. And he said to me, he said, I want you to be my legacy keeper here on Facebook, because it's a thing you can do. And he told me. So he linked my account to his, so that if he ever passes away, I gain access to his page and I can maintain it and that kind of thing. And I remember that. And unfortunately, it's my other account, the one that I lost recently. If I can get back into it, that account, I'll look and see if I can maintain his page and keep it alive. But yeah, that was my previous account, and he never changed it or anything. Otherwise, nobody knows, nobody knows. Right. Admire him, and losing him is a disappointment. We're going to keep him alive with us in spirit, for sure. I think a lot of people in the community feel the same way. It's like a lot of them are saying, boy, I don't know what it is, but now I feel like getting back into the hobby and doing more and getting back together with some folks. Because I'm feeling that. Matt, who was just in here, he's not Schreiber, but the other one, he's feeling it too, and he's dedicating his whole 40K project to Ian. Something that this guy does not do. He knows nothing about 40K, but he's going to carry on with it. So I think him and Paul Beckus are up there smiling down on us, Keeping things going. Well, James just got his 15s. Everybody stand back. All you need now is that airbrush. Yep, Percy, I agree. I think it's a wake-up call. I've made a lot of good friends with a lot of people around the world, and that I've just lost touch with. And a lot of them are starting to, hey, what's going on? So there's a good side of it. Yeah, time is short. Yeah. I don't know what's going to become of all his books and games and figures and miniatures. I know he amassed a lot of stuff. I sent him a lot of my stuff. Terrain, everything. He just never got the chance to do anything with, which is a shame. I hope it just doesn't get sold off for pennies. What a shame. I almost wish some of his friends locally there that know him would kind of go in there and help out with that and maintain his stuff. Take over his collections. That would be the best. So I don't know what's going to become all that. Nordics having a feast. Yeah, the little Ziploc games. Yeah, I hit a whole slew of them. Maybe I thought of that. I don't know how that would come about. Because they do that at Peter Pig. I don't know how. I mean, somebody in the know would have to message him and say, hey, look, so-and-so passed away. And maybe they would do that. I don't know. Could email them. Say, hey, Tabletop Commanders, big community, Paul Beckus and all this. Ian was great. Maybe they remember him. I don't know. I could say something. Maybe somebody would sculpt a model for Ian's memory. Oh, that would be frickin' fantastic. It's kind of sad to say, but we could have little collections of past gamer friends that have passed away just on our shelf. There's Ian. There's Paul Beckus. Got them all painted up in little dioramas. That'd be pretty cool, though. I gotta admit. I do have a model for Ian. I have a couple models for Ian. We used to joke about it. One is American War of Independence, Captain Ian Long. It'll be the lash for you if you disobey. That was a thing that we used to joke around about. And I had a model for Captain Long. And I had a model for him for my 10 mil Napoleonics. Whenever I fought my battle reports, his character was leading the Russians. Forget the name. General Ian Towski. I think it was Ian Towski. When we did the Ancients battles, I had a model for him. He was Ionicus, leading the Gauls. And I got him right now. I got him leading a tank commander for his Desert War stuff. I have a model specifically for him. He's got the mustache and everything. It's just like him. He's just sitting up there in the hull of a command tank. And Ian remembers this. We used to joke around about it, and I showed him the model. Captain Ian Long. You could make one in Blender. Yeah, you could. If I could figure out how to do all that stuff, I'd definitely do it. Really? I haven't looked too deep into that side of it. Well, that's good to know. Repost his 6mm bat reps. He's got so many of them. Do you have a link to his channel, James? I'm sure you do. Let's see if I could repost it in here. Repost it. There's his channel. He's got a lot there. He told me his New Year's resolution is more surly. Blender, STL. Blender's free. Huh. have to check out Blender then. If I could do that stuff, that would be really cool. Being able to make my own stuff. Give me a second. Let me leave the chat here and do a search for Blender. I've never even looked it up. I've only heard things. Blender project, free and open 3D. So this is what you would use to make STLs then, right? Right? Am I right about that? So I know you could do AI artwork with it and stuff. I've never done this before. OPR starters. I didn't know that either. Used for STLs. So it is. So it's worth looking into. Huh. Blender heads. New episode. Sculpt optimization. Oh yeah, there it is. Developers, blah, blah, blah. Report on optimization, sculpt mode, and Blender. Sculpt mode. So I guess if I looked into this and maybe looked it up on YouTube, I'm sure there's lots of videos on how to do things in Blender. I could probably figure it out. Now that would be freaking cool. make texture brushes and masking. Jeez. Looks intimidating. But I'm going to bookmark this. I'll look into this. Let's put that in the bookmarks bar. Everybody close that. Okay, let's get back here. Export as STL. Load into free slicer. Add supports. Bazinga. Yeah, that I get. That I get. That I get. If it's that easy to actually use Blender itself. I'm sure it is. Just takes a little time. I'm sure I could figure it out. I'm sure we all could. But yeah, that would be so mega cool. I could make STLs for everybody. You know, everybody would have their own little guy. I could have Nordic on a horseback leading the British over the ramparts or something, you know. Have his own little model. I always wanted to do that. I wanted to have models for everybody in my bat reps that actually, that's you, that's your character. That's James, Sir James. How cool is that? I don't know how practical or possible that is, but you don't know. I mean, if you got the software to do it, got references, and all of a sudden, there you go. It's Photoshop, but with spheres and cubes. Brandy serving. I just need friends that look more like my miniatures. Yeah, that's... I had an awesome miniature that looked just like Ian. Pot belly and everything. One of those Old Glory models. That was Captain Long, leading the 38th Regiment of Foot. I got pictures of it. Actually, let me find the picture of Ian Long. I'll show you what I mean. All I have now is the picture because I sold it off, sadly. I don't want to go into that, but yeah. Let me find the old man. And it did. It looked just like him. God, don't I have it? I guess I don't have it. Let me look here. I know I've got a picture somewhere, but might not be where I was hoping it was. Take me a little longer to find it. I got all his notes for his choke campaign where I did voice work. All the dialogue. Let me see. Let me look in this folder. Montage. Sure it's in here. Damn it, where is it? Tabletop Commander's Montage. Let me sort through these. Maybe I can find it. Nope, it's not in there. Oh man, that's too bad. It's somewhere. I know it is. Patreon. 40K, blog, Blueshare. Commissions, no. Colm. Well, there's all this stuff for his Colm campaign. His fantasy setting he was working on. Yeah, I have all this stuff in here for some reason. I was helping him with it, I guess. Google. Nah, I'm gonna have to look for this offline. I can't find it. Blaze Wargame Research Group. And let me look one more time in here. Nope. No, it's not here. Mordecai's Town, Flames of War, Tigers, Wings of Glory, Sold, Flames of War. 63rd foot. Should be the 38th foot, and I don't have a folder for the 38th foot. The Hessians. Nope, I don't see it. Let me look in the 43rd foot. Nah, that's not it. Nope. Well, damn. I'm gonna have to search for this offline. Must be in a different folder somewhere. A battle or something I was doing. Because I remember I have this damn thing somewhere. But that was his character the first time I actually had a model for a player. That was him. Eat your vegetables. You can also have people on the phone and just miniaturize it. You can also 3D scan people. Oh yeah? Interesting. Buxom wenches. Ay, ay, ay. 63rd Regiment of Foot was named the Bloodsuckers. Huh. Didn't know that. Willy Wonka. All right, Doug. Don't slip. Don't want to be jumping in the shower too much. Good way to break your hip. Knock yourself unconscious. None of that jumping and getting wild. I was muted. Flap from the gums here again. I'm going to call this in a minute. It's almost 9 o'clock. Anyway, appreciate you guys keeping me company tonight. James, appreciate you. Let me know everything's okay. It's good to hear from you. And seeing Andy again. It's pretty nice. Clyde. I'm going to call this. Boy, you are a comedian. A heckler. Clyde's the heckler. Oh, there goes Doug. Did the old step slide. Head over heels in the tub. Boom. Careful, Doug. You don't need to break your leg again. We all know how that goes. Right. You take care, Percy. Call this Ishmael. I like the peanuts in here. Peanut gallery. Yes. Careful, Clyde. Some people are allergic to peanuts. You don't want to be throwing them. Could be a disaster. Peanuts and nutcrackers. But yeah, I appreciate it. Nordic, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And we'll see who we can drag in here for the next session of painting along with Fritz. Get some miniatures done. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow then. Enjoy your evening. And have a good day if you're down under. Devolving faster than a bolt of lightning hits the ground. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, Clyde, Doug, everybody. We'll see you again soon. And yeah, talk to you soon, folks. Hang in there. You know why? It's only going to get better. Talk to you soon.